So this egg here is 10% more expensive than it was last year. And if you have your money sitting in a high yield savings account like Chase or Bank of America, you're cooked because those banks are pretty much robbing you. They're giving you 0.01% interest on your money. That means that if you had $25,000 sitting in one of those accounts, Chase or Bank of America would only pay you $3. Whereas if you put it in one of the high yield savings accounts I'll show you in this video, you would get almost $1,000 in passive income just by putting that same $25,000 in one of those accounts. Also, I personally have an account with every single one of the banks on this list, meaning that I'm speaking from personal experience, not just reading off the website. And after a couple years of using different savings accounts and a lot of trial and error, I can confidently tell you that the 5 on this list are the best high yield savings accounts. Also, interest rates are always changing, so the APY that these accounts are giving you could be higher or lower by the time you're watching this video, but these 5 accounts will always give you a competitive yield no matter what interest rates are doing. All right, first up on the list, we have American Express's high yield savings account, and this one might surprise you because most big banks have horrible savings accounts, but American Express actually gives you 3.4 APY on your savings. American Express is really all about reliability and convenience. I have become a very big fan of just simplifying your finances, and if you already have a lot of credit cards with American Express, then this might be the account that you want to open up. They make it very easy to send money across your different American Express accounts, set up deposits, and manage your accounts online. And they have a very good checking account if you want to pair it with the savings account. The checking account gives you 1% APY on your money in the checking, which I understand isn't a lot, but that's the highest I've ever seen from a checking account. The debit card that comes with that account also earns 1 American Express point per every $2 spent, which is pretty cool too. But the main reason American Express's savings account is on this list is because of the reliability that American Express gives you. I have my only business credit card with American Express. I also have their Platinum card, and American Express has bailed me out a couple times in ways that other credit card companies wouldn't. I've had a couple times where I've had fraud or charges I didn't recognize on my credit cards before, and I immediately just sent them a message in the app, and they took away those charges pretty much no questions asked. One time when I switched my bank account, I forgot to update the automatic payment on my credit cards, and I got a late fee, but they immediately sent me a credit for that. And they have also done a lot of small things like upgrading my cards, downgrading them, shipping cards overnight, just small things like that. So overall, it is just a very reliable account with basically the best customer service you're going to get. There's also no monthly fees of any kind, so you're not going to get like that $10 or $15 charge that Chase or Bank of America will charge you every single month. The interest also compounds daily, which is cool because it'll obviously compound a little bit quicker. Amex is going to look at the money in your account every single day and then compound the interest that way. And the interest will all be deposited back into your account once every month. I'll also quickly show you the user interface on my phone. So when you go into the American Express app, you have your credit cards, and then if you swipe to the right, you'll have your savings account that, as you can see, is currently earning 3.4%. If you need help with something, you can just go to the account homepage and then hit chat in the top right corner and then ask to speak to a real person, and they will immediately connect you to someone. All right, next up we have the Capital One 360 savings account. And because of this channel, I've had experience with pretty much every single bank, whether it is a credit card, a savings account, or a brokerage. And I'll say that if I had one word to describe Capital One, it would simply just be impressive. I think a lot of people sleep on Capital One because they're a big lender in subprime borrowing, meaning they give money to poor people. No, it means that they lend to people with lower income and credit scores. And because of that, I think people assume that Capital One is kind of mid, like they're like a, I don't know, like a Kia or something. But Capital One's app and user interface is actually very innovative. It's a lot of the small things that they've done that has won me over as a customer, whether it is the security of their credit cards, the lounges that they've built in the airports, or just how clean and easy the app is to use. Like all the accounts on this list, it is FDIC insured. There's no minimums or any kind of fees, and it is currently giving you 3.4% APY on your money in there. A lot of the good things that I've had to say about American Express, I also have the exact same things to say about Capital One. It's good if you already have multiple credit cards with Capital One and you want to simplify things, and they also have a very good checking account to go along with the savings account that also has no fees or minimums. You probably already know that because every time you turn on the TV, there's like 5 Capital One ads telling you that. There's a couple things that set Capital One apart. First is their saving features. So they have autopilot and automatic savings. This just means that you can pretty much have money automatically go into your savings account without having to manually do it every single month. Then the last thing that I want to talk about is their Capital One cafes. So basically what this is a mixture of like a bank and a cafe, which sounds like it should never go together, but they're actually pretty cool. And if you have a Capital One card, you get 50% off of all their handcrafted beverages. But I was able to go to one of these in the Spectrum Center in Orange County when I still lived in California, and it's actually pretty nice. So cool little place to get some really cheap coffee and do some work. So if I quickly show you the user interface, this is the app here. You have your credit score and then your credit card accounts, and then at the top is the savings account. If I click on that, you can see all the transactions, and then here at the bottom is the automatic savings feature. If I click that, I can set up a recurring transfer or autopilot, which is like the thing that will help you make a savings plan. Here I can set up an automatic savings plan, so I could do like a percentage of money, or I could do like $100, let's say every week on the 13th if I wanted to do that. All right, in the third place, we have Wealthfront, and Wealthfront simply doesn't get talked about enough in high yield savings accounts videos, or really just finance videos at all. I was very close to putting it in the first place. So what Wealthfront is pretty much a hybrid between a checking and a savings account. It is what is called a cash management account. It is similar to Fidelity's or Schwab if you're familiar with those, but it gives you an account and routing number and even a debit card just like a checking account, but the money in there is earning 3.5% APY. They also have a promo right now where the first 3 months you're going to get 4.15% APY on your money. Wealthfront also gives you $8 million of FDIC insurance, which I don't know why you would ever need that much, but pretty much what Wealthfront does is spread your money between a bunch of different accounts that all give you $250,000 of FDIC insurance, which is the standard amount behind the scenes to be able to give you that. Now, although you can use Wealthfront as a bank account, you can even withdraw money at a bunch of different ATMs with their debit card. I probably wouldn't recommend it just because they're missing some key things like Zelle, which you would want with your bank. But I still do think it's cool that they give you a debit card because you can have your emergency fund in it and then hide away the debit card. So if there is an emergency, you can have instant access to that cash. Like all the other accounts on this list, there are no kind of fees or minimum balance requirement, but there's really two things that I think makes Wealthfront stand out. Number one is the automatic savings and transfers. This makes it really easy to save up money without thinking about it. I'll show you this a little bit more in the app. And the other feature is the different cash categories. So within your main cash management account, you can have different buckets. So you could have one savings account within your savings account for, let's say, a car. You could have another one from a vacation, another one for an emergency fund. So this helps you organize and categorize your savings. So here's the Wealthfront app. It'll first show you the balances across all of the different accounts you choose to connect. And if you click on the individual cash management account, you can see that it is currently earning 4.15% APY. And here is the categories feature that I was talking about. I'll go ahead and select it for pets, and then I will go ahead and just transfer $1 in there to show you. If you transfer money, here's the automatic transfer that I was talking about. There's a couple different things you can do. You can set up an automatic plan, so whenever you reach your goals for your account, it'll automatically go in there. So I'll do the same pet category, and then I'll have it so whenever my balance is over $7,000, the rest will just go into that pet category. Also, one cool thing that I saw this morning is that Wealthfront announced that they're also going public, which means that they're going to be a publicly traded company on the stock market soon. All right, now in second place, we have Marcus by Goldman Sachs. And I don't know why, but I feel like Marcus just has like aura. Like I just feel like it's cooler than the rest of the savings accounts. Maybe that's because they have the Apple card or something, but I don't know. I just kind of like them. They also consistently give you some of the highest APY out of any savings accounts. Right now it's at 3.65 APY. And if you sign up with a referral, it's 3.9 for the first 3 months. What I'll say about Marcus's savings account is that it is very, very simple, and it is great if you want to just set up a separate account, put your emergency fund in there, and then just never touch it. Unless, of course, your wife and kids leave you and then you need all the money. But with this account, there's also no fees, no minimums. It's, of course, FDIC insured. And you can send same-day transfers up to $100,000. It's also a very, very easy account to set up. I did it in like 3 minutes. And what I'll say is that with some accounts that give you higher APY, like Raisin or UFB Direct, they have a really bad user interface and really bad customer service, but this isn't the case with Marcus. You can contact them 24/7, and they have a chat feature, so if you need to talk to someone, just go into chat and ask for a real person. As you can see, it's currently giving me 3.65. the transfer button, the chat, and then profile, and that's literally it. Marcus doesn't try to get cute. It's just a good high yield savings account that gives you good APY on your money. All right, now in first place, we have SoFi, and I personally use SoFi for pretty much everything for almost a year now. I do all my banking with them. I have my emergency fund with them, and I'm now doing investing with them as well. When you open up a SoFi savings account, you're also going to have to open up a SoFi checking account. But the good news is that when you sign up using the link below, you're going to earn a $300 sign up bonus, which is obviously a lot of money. To get the full $300, you have to set up direct deposits and have over $5,000 deposited within 25 days. So if you're getting paid bi-weekly, you can fit in 2 paychecks in that period. So you'd have to have $2,500 per paycheck to be able to get that full $300 bonus. But regardless of whether you can hit that full bonus, you're probably still going to want to set up direct deposits, because to get the full APY on the savings account, you'll need direct deposits. In addition to that $300 bonus, new accounts are getting 4.3% for the first 6 months, and then after that, 3.6%. If you can't set up direct deposits, you can still pay $10 a month to get that. But at that point, you'd probably be better off going with like Marcus or Capital One. With SoFi, you also get $3 million in FDIC insurance. They do the same thing that Wealthfront does, where they spread your money out behind different banks behind the scenes. But the real reason that I chose SoFi over any of the other accounts is because of their user interface and then their saving features. They have the same saving buckets thing within your savings account that Wealthfront has. SoFi just calls it vaults. So within the account, you can save up for different things. For a while, I've been wanting to get a truck, but instead of going out and getting a loan for it, what I did is make a bucket within my SoFi savings account. So I basically have like a reverse car payment. Instead of paying money to the bank and having them charge me interest, I'm putting like $500 into my savings account every month, while that savings account is also paying me interest until I have the full amount to buy the car. I'll go ahead and show you the app here. So at the top, you have the banking and then also investments, and they have crypto now. But inside the savings, right now I'm earning 3.8%. And I have my vaults down there. So I have my $6,000 emergency fund, which I know is kind of small, but then I also have my vault for the Tacoma I was talking about that I just opened up the other day. They also have the automatic savings feature. So if I go down to banking and go to autopilot, then I can choose to have money automatically go in there from my checking to that vault every month on the 1st. Overall, their customer service is pretty good. You can either call them or chat with them. As I was researching for this video, I had a couple questions that I asked them that they answered. But with SoFi, if you're gonna go with them, you kind of have to go all in, because you have to have those direct deposits or $10 to be able to get that high APY on your savings. So if you don't want to do that, I would recommend going with Marcus or any of the other ones that I mentioned. There's also some other cons. It's kind of hard to get money into your SoFi account. It's possible, but it's kind of annoying. You have to go through like Walgreens or CVS. I just have a free credit union checking account that I opened up if I ever need to deposit money. And while SoFi is really the only place you can have all your finances in, I think they are starting to do a little bit too much. I don't know if crypto was a good idea for them, and that's kind of the price of someone that is constantly innovating like SoFi, is sometimes they do a bit too much and it kind of gets a little bit annoying. Also, SoFi just sent out an email talking about some pretty big news with their SoFi Plus benefits being revamped, and a lot of people were confused about that. So basically, as long as you have direct deposit set up, you're still going to get that high APY on your savings, which at the end of the day is all I really care about. But they're launching a credit card, and to be able to apply for that and then get a couple other minor things like calls with financial coaches, you'll have to pay $10 a month. So at the end of the day, it's really not a big deal, because you're still going to get that high APY in the vaults, which is all I really use. Just a couple parting pieces of advice that I want to leave you with is, number one, you should be an investor first. Have your emergency fund with 3 to 6 months, but then after that, unless you're saving up for something like me, and I'm just saving a very small portion of your money, have all your money go into the S&P 500 or investments. I see way too many people obsessing about the APY on their savings account, when really that's just a small thing, and your savings accounts are for beating inflation, not growing your wealth. The next thing is that it's not always about the highest APY. I've had some savings accounts like Raisin where it technically offers you high, but it's just like the customer service and the user interface and the experience is so bad. I'd rather sacrifice a quarter percentage of APY and have my money with someone trusted like Amex or SoFi. And then the last point, which kind of goes along with the second point, is that you need to just get your high yield savings account and then rock with it. Don't be playing that game where you're constantly trying to chase the highest APY. Like I said, you should be an investor first and just choose one of these and then rock with it. There's also a lot of good ones that aren't on this list, like Ally and then even Chime, and then some brokerages like Robinhood and Fidelity and Schwab give you good interest on your money as well. So don't be trying to chase the high APY, just stick with one and rock with it. If you guys want to learn more about SoFi, I made a full in-depth review of it that you can click right here.